Hi, I'm Seth with Land a House. Thank you for watching the shed build series. Because I'm going to be storing a four-wheeler and a lawnmower in my shed, I need to have a nice ramp with landing, and that's what we're going to be building today. To get started, I'm going to be cutting and installing a ledger board that will go from this corner right here all the way across to this corner, and that will allow me to mount my plywood on top of that. And I'm going to have a 4 foot by, I think it's going to be about 6 foot over here, piece of plywood that comes out. And then the ramp will start from there and move on down here another 8 feet. Before we jump into this build, remember I am not a professional. I'm just a homeowner building a shed for my four-wheeler and lawnmower. So watch the video for entertainment purposes and contact a professional before you start your own build like this. This board will need to be cut here to match the door opening, which is 78 inches. Just like the floor of my shed, I'm using treated 2x8s for my landing and ramp. And this board, I'm just going to be putting a few screws in here to hold it up. And we'll be putting a lot more screws and nails here in just a bit. This should fit nicely on my paver stone that's down here. To attach my joists to the building, I'm going to use some of these joist hangers, and I'm going to come back about 1.5 inches off of the edge of this board here. I'm going to use a scrap of 2x8 so I can make sure this is nice and positioned level there with my ledger board. The top 2 holes I'm going to use screws, and then everything else I'm going to be using nails to make sure this is nice and secure. Normal joist spacing would be 16 inches. I'm actually going to do 15 inch because I have brought this in a little bit and I want it to be as even as possible for weight distribution. So I'm going to start from the outside and go to 15 inch and then move down the line, just marking 15 inch. And that is where the next joist hanger is going to go. My landing is going to be a 4 foot piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and so I have to take into account the ledger board here, and the other side is going to be 3 inches, so I need to cut this joist at 45 inch. Now that I have my joist cut, I'm going to stick one here into one of the joist holders and let that just sag down here, and that is where I'm going to be using my post hole diggers to dig down about 6 inches or so. Now, our frost line here in this area is about 4 inches, so it's not very deep. So from right here, I'm just going to dig enough around that I can sink a little gravel and also a 4x4 down in this spot. So I have 3 holes dug, and I actually went about 12 inches, and that will allow me to put enough of this gravel in each hole. It's got about 2 or 3 inches of gravel, and that'll just help the water drain out if it gets in here. I have one more board that needs to be 74 inches. This one is going to be what holds the joist together, the opposite of this ledger board here. It's time to get the joist installed, and I actually want these to have a very slight angle down that way so that it will drain water if water gets on here. One screw to hold things on there, and then I'm going to be using some of these 3-inch nails for everything else to make sure it's nice and securely fastened. I've got the 74-inch board that was cut here. It's time to get this installed on the end. So I'm just going to start from one side, line it up, and get some screws in the top. And I'm going to put nails in the rest of it. My light's dropping real quick here. So I've got the board here installed. Now it's time to put the posts down into our gravel. And I'm just going to be using some of these 4x4s, and I'll have to measure it after it's down there and cut off the top. And we can hopefully get it screwed into two sides here. This side and this side can anchor into it. And I can also get a metal plate here and attach it even better. But I've got 3 holes for the supports here. Let's go ahead and get those installed. Okay, I'm going to drop a 4x4 down in here. Okay, using my level, I can see just how level we are here. I'm going to bring it up so that it's almost level. Oops, right about there. I'm going to drop it down just a little and then mark that spot. Okay, so now I can cut off a little bit below that mark to make sure I have enough room here for the plywood on top. Using my speed square as a guide, I'm going to drop down, let's say about 1 inch from that line. And now I can just flip this and continue down with the same cut there until it's all the way through. Okay, I've made sure that I've tamped down that gravel really well down there. And I can use my level again to make sure I bring this up enough. And I have started a couple of screws to hopefully make this process go pretty quick here. Let's see what we got. So I can just pick this up until we're almost level. It does have a slight angle downward there. Now that I have the posts in the ground, I'm going to put some dirt back in there. Every couple of inches, I'm just taking this old piece of wood here and kind of patting it back down. Make sure it's nice and firm down in there. And like everything in my life, it's just a little bit off, but it's going to be just fine. So there is a bit it's a little higher over here than it is over there. You'd have to get down pretty far to see it, but as far as stability goes, it seems to be pretty good. So now it's time for plywood. I've got 2 sheets of it over here. We'll have to measure, which I'm assuming is about 74 inch, and hopefully we manage to get 4 foot out here from the building. So let's get those measurements real quick. Alright, come on, 4 foot. Yep, right on the dot. So 4 foot will fit perfectly there. And let's see what we need to cut our piece down going this way. Yeah, 74 inches is what we want on that. Three-quarter inch plywood is always so heavy. Judging the position of the sun, I've got about 5 minutes before it's dark out here. So I'm just going to go through here and put a whole bunch of screws in and lock this one down. And tomorrow, when we have some more daylight, we will finish up the portion that comes from here and actually ramps down to the ground. It's the next day. As I was cleaning up last night, I was sitting here looking at everything that I was going to build, and I decided, why would I make this ramp 8 foot out when I could just do a 4 foot ramp here, and I think it's going to be just fine. So what I'm going to do is use the upper corner as my reference point, and I will just put some dirt and rock here on the lower side, and the ramp will just be a bit steeper than it would have been otherwise. So that way I can use my extra piece of plywood for the ramp on the back of the shed, and we'll be good to go. So anyway, I went and purchased some more of these joist hangers, and so I will be installing those here on the front, cutting the 4 foot boards angling them down so that they touch the ground, but I'll probably use rocks, and I may also put some paver stones under there as well. So anyway, let's get to work building this. I've never made this kind of ramp before, so here's what I've got going on. I cut a 4-foot piece of this 2x8, and I've mounted one of my joist hangers here. And so this board goes into the joist hanger, and then I have cut this angle here, and so it's 4 foot, and it comes up to my platform. There is a bit of a gap in here. I think it's going to be just fine. So I'm going to cut 5 of these total along here, and then we'll put the plywood on top of it. And on the low side, I'll have to use some paver stones, which I've got right here, and perhaps some gravel to ramp up a little bit more off the ground. But for now, let me go ahead and cut the other pieces of this. What I did was I came up 2.5 inches on the low side and then marked up to the corner and just cut it with my saw. Okay, let me walk you through all those steps real quick. So I measure out my 2x8 to 4 foot. Basically what I was doing is coming up 2.5 inches, and then I was measuring from the top corner to that 2.5 inch, drawing a line and cutting that out. But since I already have my first one made here, I'm just going to continue using it as the template. That way these will be as consistent as possible whenever they're all lined up. And now I'm just using the saw to freehand this cut. Okay, I have all 5 of these supports cut. Let's see how they're going to look whenever they're placed here into these joist holders. Alright, so I think I'm going to let it sag down like that just a little bit. But I do also feel like I should put a little gravel and a paver stone under that. Technically, I probably should dig down and put at least 8 inches of gravel down, but I don't want to do that right now, so we'll see if this works. If it lifts up, then later we'll come back and adjust it. But anyway, I'm going to dig about 1 inch or 2 under this piece, so I can lay a little gravel down and a paver stone. Something like that. And now we'll lock that down over here. I'm going to use 1 screw to hold that in place, and then a bunch of nails to really lock this thing down. I want these to be pretty level across, so I've got my level here, and it looks like I need to come up about 1/2 inch on that one. So I should just be able to use the gravel to lift my paver stone up. Almost. A little more. Plywood is so heavy. Alright, let's see how well I did here. Go ahead and get this piece laid down, and we'll slide it up into position here. No, not bad. Alright, let me put some screws in this and we will see how well we're doing. Okay, that's what the ramp looks like so far. Obviously I've got a lot of dirt to fill in here on the front and then put some rock on top of that. I've got plenty of this so I can get several more buckets and bring in here. So I think I'm going to put dirt up to at least the bottom of the pavers and then gravel everything else. It'll probably come back out here 1 foot or 2 to give a nice steady ramp up on that. But anyway, I like it. Seems like it has turned out well. I tossed a couple buckets of dirt down to see what it would look like. It's pretty good. Now I have a whole bunch of these little paver stones, so what I might do is make a level base right around here and then put a bunch of those down and then put the rocks on top of that to kind of fill the space. But it's coming along pretty good. Okay, I'm going to continue to work on this, and I will bring you back when I have the gravel here and whenever I have the ramp in the back built as well. I now have the back ramp done. Let me show you what it looks like here. So I just need to put some dirt and gravel here in the front, but I've dug down, put some gravel, and set the same type of supports down and put the plywood on, and it is nice and strong. Should do quite well to pull a four-wheeler and a lawnmower up in here. Now the main reason I wanted to put this ramp here on the back is so that I could access this little area back here of the property. But this thing is doing quite well. Been using it now for several hours. As you can see, it's off the ground back here with those joist hangers, and then it's on the gravel up here in the front. Some of that may settle some. It's going to be okay. As long as I have the dirt and the gravel up here, should be just fine. Now if we move along to the front, I've been using it to cut some siding. It is doing quite well also. I've added a lot of dirt and a lot of gravel here. Probably should put about this much more gravel to make sure the four-wheeler and lawnmower don't sink down too much. But it is a good ramp up to the wooden portion of this. And everything seems to be doing quite well. It rained last night, just a straight down rain. And there's enough of a slope here that the water runs off that way and some toward us here. But really good. Very pleased with this ramp. The front ramp has been installed for about a week and a half now. As you can see, I've got my little gravel ramp up to it here. Still needs to be packed down some, and I'm sure when the four-wheeler goes on this, it will really need to be added to, but it's looking pretty good. As you can see, it's doing quite well. Let me take you around here to the back and show you what this one's looking like. So it's just a simple 4-foot like the front portion was, and then I've got dirt and gravel back here as well, and it's just going to have to be packed down over time and probably added to again. But it is doing well, and I think that's going to be all I need for getting a four-wheeler and lawnmower up in here. Thank you so much for watching this portion of the shed build series. The ramps here may not be necessary for your shed if you're going to just be storing stuff, but for me, with lawnmower and four-wheeler and probably a wheelbarrow at some point, it's going to be super nice to have these ramps up to the shed itself. Thanks for watching. If you have something to say, write in a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. More content on this shed on the way. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.